And welcome or welcome back to the channel. My name's Nicole and this is Dusty Book Sniffers, and today's video is all about goals for my reading and also for my channel for 2024. So let's get started. Well, good morning or good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today's video is a little bit of a relaxed video. We're just going to have a little bit of a chat about what I want to achieve on my channel in 2024 and also what I've been neglecting in 2023, and hopefully we can make amends for that. All right, so some of the things I've just got set off to the side. Some of the things that I want to do this year around the channel is, one, be more consistent with my uploads. I have been consistently doing sprints and all that sort of stuff, but I haven't been consistently uploading videos. Now, there are a couple of series that I do have on the channel. One is the Read Around the World challenge, and I have been woeful at this challenge. I have just recently finished reading Azerbaijan, and I'm now got to edit that video. I've got to talk about it and edit it and all that sort of stuff. Now, I wanted to this year add a little bit of an element of things about the countries and stuff like that. So what's the top tourist spot, or what is the most eaten food, maybe even do like a little cooking segment and all that sort of stuff. But for me, 2023 got a little bit overwhelming, not with the channel or anything like that, just me personally felt a little bit overwhelmed and was feeling a little bit disheartened and all that sort of stuff with things that were happening in the background, and also with my channels and whatnot. But I still really want to do that. Like, I thought about what I wanted to do for the Read Around the World challenge, and I definitely still want to do that. Now, I have been doing it in alphabetical order, and I think that that has probably put a little bit of a stymie into my progress with that. So I'm thinking that I might just, if I've got a book, like for instance, I have a book from the Netherlands, maybe I should just pick that book up and read it because I know it's from the Netherlands. I also have several books from Japan that I would like to read, and all that sort of stuff. So I just figured, yes, I could probably go, if I'm not too sure, I can go in alphabetical order. If not, I can just, pick a country off my shelf and go for it, because I do have several translated works on my shelf, and I do have a few books in my Kindle and also in my Audible that are from other countries that it's going to take me forever to get to. Now, realistically, I could probably do 2 a month of the Read Around the World challenge, but that's only going to give me 24 books overall. So I'm going to just scale that down. Well, I mean, I know I said that's only going to give me 24 books. That is a lot of books. But what I'm going to do is going to scale that back down a bit. And I'm going to endeavor to do as many as I possibly can for the year. But I'm just going to try and focus on 1 a month. Okay, it's going to take me forever to do this challenge, and that's okay, because I feel like I've rushed into that challenge a little bit with the books that I'm picking, and so I just want to make sure that they are books that I want to read, and all that sort of stuff, and just do a little bit more research. So I think 1 a month is very doable. I do have most of the bees picked out. So if I, I've double checked, and they are definitely books that I want to read, but I'm not going to go into detail on that right now. So you can expect to see a little bit more of the Read Around the World challenge, hopefully a lot more, not just a little bit more, and get that done and start moving that along a bit. So by the end of the year, I would at least like to be up to the C's, if not the D's, if I can swing a few extra books and all that sort of stuff. So that is goal number 1, to basically upload it a little bit more and get a lot more focused on the Read Around the World challenge. Number 2 goal is to be all right, so the next thing is to slow down a little bit, and get out a little bit more. So 2023 was an amazing year for me for reading. I read over 200 books. Can I remember them all? No. There was a lot of short form reading in there as well. There was no graphic novels or anything like that. Most of them were novels, but I had about 72 that were short form stories. So whether they be audio or Kindle or whatever the case may be. they were definitely in there. This year, I would like to continue reading some more short stories and collections of short stories as well, but I would like to slow down a little bit. Am I starting off slow? No. Am I starting off like a bull in a china shop? Yes, because I'm doing 2 readathons in January, and I think this year is going to be the year of readathons for me. So yeah, so basically that is something that I want to do, is slow down a little bit. I don't know how it's going to go, but I would like to at least give it a go. All right, let me just move that light a little bit. It's just shining in my eyes and making it a little bit blurry for me. The other goal that I want to do is I want to read a little bit more from more diversely. So I think it was at the end of last year, I got a book that I came across on Scribd, actually. I came across it, and it is called Bibliophile Diverse Spines. So it is a book that I've had on my shelf for a while, but it gives me a really good list of diverse reading. It has everything from classics to children's books and all that sort of stuff. So we'll just quickly flick through this to the content. So we have legends. So we have people like Toni Morrison, Langston Hughes, Isabel Allende, and all that sort of stuff. So this, as I said, this is the book that I'm talking about. You can get this on Amazon. I believe I got this one from Amazon. Don't quote me on that. I may have purchased it from, I may have even got it from the Book Depository, to be honest. So yeah, I can't remember exactly. I'll have to go and check that out, but it was either Amazon or the Book Depository just before it closed down. It has turn of the century fiction. It has contemporary fiction as well. It talks about little free libraries and making them a little bit more diverse. It has family sagas in here. It's also got recommendations for doing from the authors for books to read and all that sort of stuff. It's got kids' picture books in here, cooking, examining, like these are the different topics on all that sort of stuff. It's got personal stories, beloved bookstores, influential book people, history, bookish recommendations, all that sort of stuff. And it's really nicely set out. So this one here is award-winning books, and you can see they're all set out really nicely. It's got the covers and all that, and it gives you a little bit of a synopsis of what it's about. So my intention is to try and work through this, use it as a workbook, and try and read as much as I can from here. To go with that, I also got this little reader's journal as well. So it's got, it's pretty basic, but it'll be something for me to have a look at and basically write down bits and pieces. So you can put in here the date you started and finished, the title, the author, the character notes, the favorite quotes, other books read by this author. You've got your star rating, plot notes, and all that sort of stuff. And we've only got 1 page per book. But I would like to actually start filling this out and then take a good look at it at the end of next year. So this is a definite goal that I want to achieve. And as I said, I'll leave the link down below where you can get both of these from. I just think it's a really great resource, especially if you struggle to know like good authors and stuff like that you'd like to examine a little bit more. Like I've wanted to read Toni Morrison for quite some time, and I've just been putting it off. So this is going to really give me the kick in the butt that I need. So this is a priority that I'm going to do. And of course, I am just going to vlog my way through this year of different things that I'm doing and all that sort of stuff. So you'll have to keep an eye out for videos. It will definitely be under the diverse reading tag on my channel, so you'll be able to, and a playlist and all that sort of stuff for this particular one. So this is one that I want to tackle. Will I get to them all this year? I don't think so, but I will give it a red hot go. And maybe you might be able to incorporate some of the books into readathons and stuff like that. Okay, so the next thing that I want to sort of look at on my channel is, as I said, being more consistent with uploads and all that sort of stuff. But I also want to make sure that I get some more classic reading in. And I've picked out 10 classics, and there is a video that will be following in the next couple of days, which is 10 classics that I would like to read. Now, I don't go into great detail in that video because, I mean, most people know the classics. They sort of know what they're about, but it's just giving you a list of what I'm going to be reading. Now, I welcome you to come and join me and read along with me over on Discord. We can have a discussion. I have put to bed the serialized book club just purely through a time constraint and all that sort of stuff. and also not sticking to the schedule this year. So I thought I'd drop that down, and it may come back in 2025, but right now it's to bed for 2024. But I do have 10 classics that I'd like to read. As I said, there is a video for that. So that is something that I sort of dropped right off this year, and I was doing so well, and I want to read diversely in that as well. So I've got some Russian literature in there, some French literature, and also some English as well. The only other thing that I haven't really done is brought in some American classics and stuff like that. So that is something that I want to look at to prepare myself for 2025. So I'm going to take a closer look at the classics and see what I can add to my shelf and all that sort of stuff. All right, so that is another goal. The other goal that I have, which we talked about during Advent season on the channel, where I was opening up the Book Roaster Advent, I got 24 books in that box, and I would like to read 2 of those a month, if not one a month at least. I would like to get to as many of those books by the end of 2024, and basically, have a good time reading them and vlog my way through them, and so you get to know what the book's about. We've already gone through the synopsis of each one and whatnot, and how big the book is and all that sort of stuff, but I would like to tackle each of those ones and then do a little bit more of an in-depth video, what I thought about them and all that sort of stuff, because there's a lot in there that are actually new to me authors. So that is another thing that I want to do. Now, I mentioned earlier that I'd like to slow down, and I know that it doesn't sound like I'm slowing down. With reading over 200 books this year, I felt like I was a little bit overwhelmed and that I pushed myself too far. I am quite surprised that when I walk past my bookshelf, I do remember what I read and all that sort of stuff. And I read a lot of chunky books this year as well. One of the main series that I read this year was Wheel of Time. And I would like to continue to do some more large series like that. So this year, this coming year, I want to focus a little bit more on the buddy reads and becoming a better buddy reader, if that makes sense. So check in a little bit more, be more present in the buddy read and all that sort of stuff. So there's a couple that I am doing. So one of them is the Harry Potter read. I've never read the Harry Potter books. I'm purchasing them all secondhand, so you don't have to worry. I'm not putting any money into the pocket of the bad author, the very naughty author. I don't agree with anything that she has said or anything like that, but I would really like to read the books. And so basically, there is a read along, buddy read, whatever you want to call it, group read, is happening over in our Discord, and it is for the Harry Potter series. Now, Coda and I have been reading Wheel of Time and done really well. I've been using my sprints every Monday and Friday, and we're going to continue that tradition with the sprints of reading our book. And we're going to tackle the Harry Potter series. And I believe there are 7 books in that series. So we've got, we should be able to finish that series by the end of the month. Some of them are a little bit shorter, some of them are a little bit longer. So it should make up, the end of the year, not the end of the month. That would be a huge feat in itself, but easily done. But how much of the story would you actually remember, right? So we're going to do that. We're going to endeavor to read a book a month. Obviously, some of the first ones are a little bit shorter, so we might get through 2 in the first couple of months, but we're hoping to have it finished as soon as humanly possible, because then there is another series that we're going to jump into, which is called the Green Rider series. And I am just trying to think who that is by. Off the top of my head, I cannot think of who it was by. So let me just bring that up. I do apologize. I thought I had it written down. Green Rider. Kristen Britton. I knew it was Britton was the last name. There is, I believe, 8 books in that series, and I have already read book 1, but because I'll be going back to it, and I did read so much this year, I'd like to probably reread that. I do have it on audio, on Script, so I probably will reread that one. On Audible, and then just progress with the rest of the group. Now, Coda and I are looking forward to reading it because it is along the similar vein of Wheel of Time, but we're going to break it up with a little bit of magic and Harry Potter in the center of that. So I would like to become a better buddy reader in 2024. And I'm also going to read Dune along with Brittany as well as Coda. So that is something that I'm going to tackle. I've always been a little bit put off by science fiction and all that sort of stuff. And like, it's quite amazing. Like, I was listening to Brittany talk the other day, and I was only thinking about 6 or 8 weeks ago that I wanted to do a little bit more sci-fi, but I just didn't know where to start. So I figured, I'll start with Dune, because that's where Brittany's gonna, Coda and Brittany are doing a buddy read, so I thought, why not join in the fun? So, and Brittany extended the invitation over on her channel when I said that was one that I would like to read, but I'm a little bit intimidated by it. So, yeah, so I'm looking forward to doing that. Again, it doesn't sound like I'm slowing down, but I think I am going to be just cruising along for the most part. Although my beginning of the year is starting out with a bang, I should be reading at least 15 books in January. That is because I'm doing a readathon. And obviously readathons are a big month of reading and whatnot. But I think I will probably slow it down for some of them as well. And just, you know, maybe use a little bit more short form content in short form books rather than big ones and all that sort of stuff. All right, so they are the main goals that I want to do on my channel. I want to become more consistent with my uploading because I've fallen down on that. I've fallen down on the Read Around the World challenge, so I want to become more consistent with that, and that purely comes down to the books that I'm picking. I want to get into reading the series and everything, being a better buddy reader and all that sort of stuff, all the while taking it slow. I think what I want to do is slow. If I'm listening to an audiobook, I want to slow it down a little bit, savor that book a little bit more and all that sort of stuff. Will I be able to do that? I don't know, but I'm going to give it a go. Other than that, I don't really have much more, like read more classics, all that sort of stuff. But the other big goal that I have is to participate a lot more in other people's channels. So become a little bit more social, so to speak, in the comments and or, you know, invites to reading sprints and stuff like that, and saying yes more often than no, and all that sort of stuff. So I'm implementing a way of doing that and just having an hour or so each day, half an hour in the morning, half an hour at night, going and checking out other people's channels and all the rest of it. Because at the end of the day, I am subscribed to a number of channels and I don't visit everybody's channel. So I'd like to become a better Booktube friend in the way of comments and actually visiting more channels and all that sort of stuff. And just, you know, connecting a little bit more with the people that I watch on a regular basis. So that is something that I want to do. And as I said, just participating a little bit more in people's sprints and all that sort of stuff. I sometimes go to people's sprints and I don't comment or anything like that. So that is something else that I would like to do, just to become a little bit more social with things that are going on other people's channels, and, you know, get to know them a little bit better and all that sort of stuff. Of course, I would like to also put together a readathon. And I have, it's not so much a readathon, but it's more like a physical, not even a physical challenge. It is a challenge. It's going to be a big challenge, especially for those that don't read a lot. But it's for Kindle Unlimited, and I will go into more details once I work out the nitty-gritties and all that sort of stuff of it and do an announcement video, but that will be a little bit later in the year. And I would also like to look at actually doing a readathon that I've developed myself, and all that sort of stuff. Some of the things I want to take away from my channel is wrap-ups. I just don't, I'm just not feeling the wrap-ups anymore. I find them, like, I don't mind watching other people's wrap-ups. I just feel like I'm not bringing anything to the table when I do a wrap-up. But what I want to incorporate into that is doing a couple of stat videos, probably quarterly, not necessarily monthly, but to incorporate some quarterly stat videos, because I know that there are a lot of people out there that like to know, you know, where you're at and all that sort of stuff. And so I thought that I could do that quarterly, and then we get a good overview of how my reading year is going and all that sort of stuff as well. Some of the other things that I want to take away from the channel is I'm not sure I want to do TBR videos anymore. I'm going to continue them for the foreseeable future, but if you see them drop off, you'll know that I made the decision not to do them anymore, because while I do love a TBR and doing a video holds me accountable, I think it's also constraining me in some ways as well. So I want to take a little bit of a look at how I do those, whether I bring in a TBR game, I don't know, or whether we just shop my shelves each month or something along those lines. And, you know, maybe I'll put out several books and let the community pick what books I'm going to read for that month, maybe do it that way or something. I just feel like I pull all these books off and then I feel like I've got to read them all. And I mean, it's great, but I want to slow down a bit. And I think moving away from the TBR video, or just making 5 books a priority for the month or something like that, I think will work a little bit better. I'm still playing around with that. So that's something that I want to take away. Other than that, I don't really have any other goals or anything for reading wise. Channel wise, as I said, I want to become more consistent. I want to be more engaging with people in the comments on their channels. And I also would like to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. If not beforehand, that would be absolutely fabulous if we did that. But it's just a little goal that I have for myself. It's not a huge, if I make it, I make it. If I don't, it doesn't matter. And the other goal I want to do this year is also look at opening up my Etsy store and having some merchandise there and all that sort of stuff. So that is another thing that I'm looking at doing, bookmarks, book sleeves, book bags, all the things, shirts, all that sort of stuff. And that's sort of the things that I'm looking forward to doing and playing around with. And also just having a good time is another goal for the year. But as I said, that I just want to slow down is the main one. Focus on being a better booktuber in the way of community and all that sort of stuff. I'm a person that forgets to check in with people all the time. So if you see that I haven't checked in for a while with your channel, call me out on it. Say, hey, tag me in a video or something like that, and get me over there and watching your videos and all that sort of stuff. And also I'd like to, just make more friends and stuff on the platform as well. But they are my goals. They are not hard and fast. They are just ones that I've been thinking about and want to make improvements on or take things out for the channel. But yeah, that's pretty much it that I want to do for the year, and hopefully I will be able to achieve it. I haven't, at this point of time of filming, I have not set my Goodreads reading goal. I generally set it for 100, and that's sort of what I'm going to aim for. And I want to actually read more of what I've owned, because I actually have 3 huge shelves that have a lot, and in some cases double stacked of books that need to be read. So I want to first of all pull books from my physical shelf, then my Kindle, then my audio, or whichever way we go. But as I said, they are the goals that I have. They're just a little bit of musings that I have. If I reach them, I reach them. If I don't, I don't. But that is all from me today. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Then that way you're not going to miss out on any of the future uploads that I do. But as always, keep turning those pages, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.